A lot of things in this world are fast. There are animals that can chase down cars, planes designed to break the sound barrier, and warm weather months. All of these things go by very, very fast. But what are the actual fastest things in the world? Well, in this video we're going to break down 15 of the fastest things this planet has to offer. From all corners of the globe, we can find supremely speedy stuff. Some you might expect, others you might not. So without further ado, let's find out what the fastest things in the world really are. It wouldn't be right if we didn't start this list off with a car. The words fast and car go together like peanut butter and jelly, or like chocolate and peanut butter, or like… wait, peanut butter goes with a lot of stuff. Either way, there are a lot of fast cars out there in the world, but none faster than the Devil's 16. While it hasn't officially broken any top speed records, the car debuted in 2013 and has since been on the radar of every speed racing enthusiast out there. With a projected top speed of 347 miles per hour, it's almost halfway to the speed of sound. That's unheard of from a land vehicle. A lot of people might think that the Bugatti Chiron Supersport is the fastest car in the world, but the Devil 16 has it beat. That being said, Bugatti has been known to be pretty competitive when it comes to fast cars, and they still hold the spot for the fastest street-legal car with the Veyron Supersport, which has a top speed of 267 miles per hour. Next on the list, we have the Blackbird. While the name might sound sort of sweet and cute, this thing is anything but. Defined as a long-range, high-altitude Mach 3 Plus strategic reconnaissance aircraft, this thing was built to be fast and stealthy. Its official name is the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, and it was developed and manufactured by American aerospace company Lockheed Corporation. The Blackbird has been used by both the United States Air Force and NASA, and it's pretty clear why. It reached a top speed of 2,193 miles per hour back in 1976, a record that still stands today. Only 32 of them have ever been made, and a single one of them costs $34 million. These crazy planes have been around since the 60s and were mostly created to be used during the Cold War. The fact that it's been the fastest plane in the world for over 40 years is mind-boggling enough, but when its speed is put into perspective, it's even crazier. At 2,193 miles per hour, the Blackbird reaches Mach 3.3, which is almost 3 times the speed of sound. Alright, I'm sure you were expecting to see this one on the list at some point, so let's get to it. The cheetah is widely regarded as the fastest land animal in the world, and there's good evidence to back this up. With an estimated top speed from anywhere between 68 to 75 miles per hour, the speed of a cheetah is absolutely insane. At this speed, a cheetah could hold its own on most US highways, maybe even passing a car or two. Now, it's not likely that a cheetah can hold this speed for a very long time, but the fact that it tops out at almost 3 times the speed of the fastest human ever is scary. I don't care who you are, you better not run into a cheetah and expect to get away safely, or swiftly. So remember that thing I said about the fastest human speed ever recorded? Well, let's talk about that for a sec. Famously known as the fastest human to ever live, Usain Bolt at one time clocked in a speed of 27.8 miles per hour. And that's nuts. I mean, if he were running in a school zone, he'd get a speeding ticket. Now, there's no way of knowing if this is actually the fastest speed a human has ever ran, because the technology to record something like that has not always existed. And even if people could figure that out centuries ago, the records might not be there. But that's not to take away from Usain's legacy. At 27.8 miles per hour, Usain broke this record during a 100-meter dash in Berlin, specifically during the 60 to 80-meter mark. By the way, in case you didn't know, Usain Bolt is his real name. He did not change that. Yes, the fastest man alive's name is literally Bolt. Okay, so what if you took the technology of a rocket ship and put it on a 2-wheeled vehicle and sent it flying down a narrow strip for fun? Most people would say you're crazy, but luckily they don't have to call you crazy because Eric Taboul already did it. And yeah, he's definitely crazy. But his actions are pretty admirable too, at least for how brave he was. He strapped up at the Santa Pod Raceway in England during the FIA-FIM European Finals and gave the people what they wanted by riding on a rocket-powered motorcycle down the racing strip. Many watched in awe, and probably fear, as the guy with the well-earned nickname of Rocket Man went screaming down the strip on 2 wheels, completing a quarter mile in just 5.58 seconds. His bike reached a top speed of 223 miles per hour, which is unbelievably fast for an open-air vehicle that close to the ground. The craziest thing about it? He hopped off his bike with a smile and decided to do this stunt a second time, in the only place crazy enough to match his shenanigans, Florida. We took some time to talk about a rocket-powered motorcycle, but let's get back to animals for a second. As previously mentioned, the cheetah is the fastest land animal on the planet, clocking in at a top speed of between 68 to 75 miles per hour. But that's not even close to the fastest animal on the planet. That honor belongs to the one and only peregrine falcon. With a diving speed upwards of 242 miles per hour, this falcon can soar downward in a blink of an eye. Well, not literally. Anyway, the peregrine falcon is mostly native to North America and is a household name thanks to its top speed. But just because it's the fastest animal on Earth doesn't mean there aren't competitors out there. As a matter of fact, the top 10 fastest animals on Earth are all birds. The cheetah only comes in at number 11. So it's pretty safe to say that birds have some outstanding capabilities that us humans may never fully understand. Okay, fine. One last animal. But only because it's fitting we include a sea creature with our animal friends of the land and the air. While nowhere near the top speed of a peregrine falcon, the black marlin can still hit a top speed of 82 miles per hour, which is more than a cheetah. Obviously, these two would never race, given how much home field advantage there would be on either side, but if they did, this fast fish would come out on top. Now, there's a lot of debate in the marine biology world about whether the black marlin's top speed is actually 82 miles per hour, with some saying that it's nowhere near that high, and most likely in the range of 20 to 30 miles per hour. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to give our aquatic friend the benefit of the doubt. With an aerodynamic build like that, I'm sure 82 miles per hour is a possibility. And with over 80% of the ocean still unexplored, who are we to really say? Now let's move away from the animal kingdom and take a look at something man-made. Because if humans can't be the fastest animals on the planet, we sure can build something faster. Not sure why I'm flexing that hard for humankind, but either way we have to do some pretty cool inventions. Like the Japanese maglev train. Under the category of what is known as bullet trains, the Japanese maglev is the fastest train in the world. With an operating speed of 314 miles per hour, this train was created with the goal in mind of traveling from Tokyo to Osaka in under an hour. That trip is typically around a 7-hour drive, so that's an ambitious feat. While that route has not specifically been built just yet, the maglev train is still an operational form of transportation in Japan, bringing passengers between cities like Shinagawa, Sagamihara, Kofu, Lida, and Nakatsugawa. New tech is always advancing, so hopefully we'll see more bullet train travel in the near future, all across the globe. Before we get to the second half of the list, let us know in the comments what you think we've left out so far. And which of these fast things are you most impressed by? Is it Usain Bolt's lightning-fast record? Maybe the Blackbird plane breaking the sound barrier 3 times? Be sure to let us know. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss our next upload. Now, back to the list. Many of us enjoy a nice trip to an amusement park where we can have some cotton candy, carnival games, and rides galore. But what if one of those rides sent you sliding along at 150 miles per hour just 5 seconds after the attendant told you to strap in? Well, then you're probably at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, checking out the Formula Rossa roller coaster. This beast of a ride is the fastest roller coaster in the world and uses a hydraulic launch system which generates a release velocity similar to the steam catapults found on aircraft carriers. If that seems a little excessive, that's because it is. When it opened in 2010, it easily passed Six Flags King the Ka as the fastest roller coaster on the planet, a record it still holds today. If you ever get a chance to ride this thing, be ready, because riders are said to experience up to 1.7 G-force during the initial acceleration and nearly 4.8 during the ride itself. That's a lot of gravity coming straight for your soul. I know we've mentioned this a few times so far, so it's definitely time to break down exactly how fast the speed of sound really is. It's used as a measurement quite frequently when talking about top speeds, and there's a reason why. That reason, sound has been around for a long time. As the benchmark for exceptional human innovation, the speed of sound was first broken in October of 1947 by an American test pilot known as Chuck Yeager. Since then, speed enthusiasts have been eager to crack the sound barrier time and time again. The exact speed of sound is 767.3 miles per hour, and it's also known as Mach 1. Just imagine you're standing in a field and someone very far away crashes two cymbals together. You might see them crash the cymbals before you hear them, and that's because the speed of light is exponentially faster than the speed of sound. But the fact that humans can recognize the speed of sound by the naked eye is fascinating in itself. When it comes to military equipment, many nations across the globe are eager to continue breaking established limits. That's just the case with the BrahMos missile, which is the fastest missile on Earth. Its top speed reaches 2,236 miles per hour, which is about 40 miles per hour faster than the Blackbird aircraft. It was originally constructed in Russia and based off a Russian missile that already exists, but both Russia and India have these missiles in their possession. As of 2016, the two nations have actually made an agreement to create an even faster missile, but no one knows what will come of that just yet. At 2,236 miles per hour, this missile can reach well above Mach 3. What's even crazier, it weighs a whopping 6,600 pounds, so you can just imagine the amount of force necessary to send this thing hurtling through the sky. On a little bit of a lighter note, we have the New Horizons spacecraft. This thing was designed purely through a human interest in exploration. With a top speed of 36,372 miles per hour, this rocket had the fastest launch in human history back in 2006. 14 years later, and the record is yet to be broken. Thanks to its extremely high speed and ability to travel at a high velocity for an extended period of time, the New Horizons spacecraft canvassed our solar system at lightning pace. In just 9.5 years, it was able to do a flyby of Pluto, which is roughly 3 billion miles away. If the New Horizons spacecraft does anything, it gave us pictures of Pluto. But if it does anything else, it shows the world what humans are truly capable of when they channel that curiosity of exploration. Okay, so from one space thing to another, next we have the Sutter's Mill meteorite. This fireball went hurling through the California skies back in April of 2012, leaving many confused and maybe even scared by its booming sound. The light from this meteor appeared midway in brightness between the sun and the moon, and this thing was not trying to hide. With a projected top speed of 65,976 miles per hour, the Sutter's Mill meteorite is the fastest of its kind ever recorded. Again, this may be a case of recent technology skewing data, since there definitely could have been faster meteorites in the past that went unrecorded, but where's the fun in that? For now, we'll just look at this flashy rock as the fastest in human history. Good job, Sutter's Mill meteorite. We appreciate you. Before we close out this list, we had to include just one more vehicle. The JCB Diesel Max was just too hard to leave out. I mean, look at this thing. Could it be more aerodynamic? With a top speed of over 350 miles per hour, the JCB Diesel Max holds the record for the fastest diesel vehicle ever recorded on land, which it set back in 2018. According to sources, this thing is powered by two specially tuned versions of the production JCB 444 power plant that both have the capability of up to 750 brake horsepower each. One of the dual engines drives the front wheels, while the other drives the rear, and each engine is rev limited to 3,800 RPM. If those specs don't make a lot of sense, don't worry, they don't need to. The thing is just fast. In addition to its speed, the JCB Diesel Max has a look that's hard to beat. It's long and curved, and it looks like it could slice through the air like no other land vehicle on the planet. Well, wait, I guess it can. Closing out the list, we have another man-made thing that truly shows off human ingenuity: the Taipei Tower, or more specifically, the Taipei Tower's elevator. With a top speed of 37 miles per hour, or 1,010 meters per minute, this elevator is unlike any in the world, as it can bring you from the ground level all the way to the 89th floor in just 40 seconds. The craziest thing about this entry on the list is that basically anybody can experience this. Not many people can run as fast as Usain Bolt or strap into a rocket-powered motorcycle, but if you can find yourself in Taiwan, you can certainly scream your way up to the top of Taipei Tower. Well, you might not even have to scream because the elevator itself has systems installed to regulate the atmospheric pressure so riders don't have to feel any strain or discomfort from their fast vertical journey. Not even a single ear popped. Now that's a display of human innovation. And those are the 15 fastest things in the world. Did any of them surprise you? It can be truly fascinating to wrap your head around some of these top speeds. We hope you enjoyed the list, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. Thanks!